argument. Let me make a metaphysical argument here. We human beings are very terrible. We are not nice. We are not good. This beautiful blue planet will work well without us. In fact, we are a huge drain on this beautiful earth, the blue, beautiful planet. You see it. You see pictures of the earth as a dot in this vast ocean of nothing, except other parts of the solar system, other planets and so on, Jupiter and others, and the quasars and so on. So we have literally destroyed the environment. We have destroyed this. When the COVID war, I read a book where, because of the COVID, is it a restriction or what do you call it technically? Yeah, there's a claim that part of the ozone layer healed because we were confined to the house. Cars were not on the road. So, but the physical argument is that people don't know that actually the natural world is part of us. We are part of the ecosystem, living and not living. Even the macros, they all that decompose matter. Even the lions that eat. Look at the hyenas. They are like disposal machines in the wild. They eat carcass. They help break down not only the macros but also hyenas or scavengers help in cleaning up the environment. But we don't know this. We don't know this. We human beings, because of our culture of bringing all the religions we believe, hold that the natural world is there for us. This world is ours to use as we wish, which is a fundamental. For those who are teaching environmental study and so on, this has to be taken into account. The metaphysical element, the way in which human beings work on the environment, some of the negative views that we have about the environment. We don't, I told my son, who's about 12, I told him that the trees are our cousins. He said, no, how could they be our cousins? They are not, I said, they are living. He said, how could trees be alive? Yeah, they are not like the other forms of living. They are alive, but not necessarily in the way we think of the expression alive. Because you can see them renew their seasonally, they renew their leaves and they grow. And they sometimes shed bark, whatever it is. Until we human beings have a proper ecological perspective, a sense of environment as an extension of us, this will not stop. And in war suspends this rational principle. You hear in the Western world people about conservation. You hear this. It's all false, largely. The conservation thing is being done by spiritual individuals or the wildlife fund, the wildlife fund and so on. But the Western governments, all governments around the world do not care about the environment, but profit. What can they do? Look at this electric vehicles. To build them, there will be worse destruction than searching for digging for oil, fracking, or direct taking of crude oil from the ground. Because look at what's happening to Democratic Republic of the Congo. Why is there a war there and internal internecine divisions and perpetual civil war? Is because of the minerals there. It's the most minerally endowed country after Russia. And one reason why some globalists in the West are trying to destroy Russia is because of the enormous natural resources that they want to have. They want to break Russia into different countries, but natural environment. Now this is it. Modern industrial capitalism, driven by profit, with a few millionaires and corporations dominating economic life, are a threat to even the environment, not just to our own livelihoods, poor salaries, militarism and so on, but to the environment. Look at DR Congo. Go and see, research it. The country is just being destroyed in terms of its own natural resources. Excavations for cobalt, all the things that we use to make phones and bombs, jet engines, and again now EVs. So people who say we should stop using petrol and go to EV, they are simply befuddling the issue. Because the same thing that happened during exploration for oil will happen in the exploration of EV, rare earth materials. You call them rare earth and so on. So my message is this. the record for human wars, because there are no wars except human beings wars. There's a video of some chimps waging war, quote in quotation marks, but they don't destroy trees. They only cut the other monkeys to eat them. When they are full, that's it. But we are not like that. Human beings are not like that. So the record is this: the war record of war is destructive. It's a bad record, and we are not going to see the end of this as long as the wars break out. But there are other kinds of war, silent wars, destruction of the environment in search for minerals, fracking. I think you know fracking. I don't tell you why they frack for oil from the and so on. Some in the UK, I think about 5 years ago, a new airport, new runway for Gatwick or the Heathrow was needed. They destroyed a whole, almost a small ecosystem, a forest, something like that, with a typical ecosystem, with trees, with lakes, with birds and animals, and also they was carved out for a simple runway extension of Heathrow Airport. And this will go on. My message is that this will go on. Wars will happen. There is no way we can stop wars unless something happens. So I say, in trying to conclude, that perhaps the only way this planet, we are told, for example, that in 2.5 billion years to come, the sun will convert its hydrogen into heavy elements and the sun will die. We become a red giant or whatever, and then probably gobble the surrounding planets, Mars and us. That will be the end of our solar system. But I believe that human beings will not last 2.5 billion years to come. The way we are going, we are not going to last that long. But beautifully, there's a video called Earth After People. You can Google it, Earth After People. It shows that perhaps when we are gone, the earth will heal itself, and the ecosystem will also blossom and grow. And cockroaches will replace us. Snakes will be as big as cars. Cockroaches will be as big as trucks. And if you look around, abundant settlements, within a decade, nature returns and claims even the most concreted building in the world. Look at some of the abandoned concrete houses in Central Africa. The earth, the ecosystem, the trees will come back and claim their own. That's a warning to us, although people don't realize it because of our cultural mind. We think that, but the ecosystem is alive. We are part of it. We are part of the ecosystem. But somehow, within the ecosystem, we are more likely to be what the expression, I want to use this expression, we're likely to be not only the most destructive, but the most problematic in the ecosystem. So there's a program on Discovery Channel 185, Curiosity. After the war, amazingly, after all the pollution and the destruction, depleted uranium, napalm, draining of lakes and so on, slowly the ecosystem rebounds. Slowly, the earth heals itself. And I believe in the Gaia thing. You know Gaia, Havelock, I read him, I have a book of videos. The Gaia that the earth is a living organism. I believe that. It's not a metaphysical thesis, it's proven scientifically. Metaphysical people will say, this is just a metaphysical thing, it's almost religious law. Havelock, you know him, you guys in the field, I'm talking about something you know very well. I believe in the Gaia hypothesis, that the earth is a living organism. Eventually, the earth, so this is my point, please, you professors, eventually the earth will get rid of us. And I hope so. I hope it happens quickly. That this earth gets rid of us. Because we are the most destructive people on the planet. But you see that whatever our technological prowess, we don't know, we have never reached we have never been to Mariana Trench in the Atlantic. Yet we cannot go to the deepest part of the ocean. Up to now, we're making discoveries. Why? Why are we making discovery? It means that we too are part of the natural world that we want to separate ourselves from. So I hope that in the interest of the earth system, the ecosystem, that we people die and leave the earth alone. Human beings should disappear. The ecosystem will repair itself. It may even grow and produce new living things that look like us, but not worse like us. Maybe the chimps will take over. Maybe the cockroaches. Maybe the snakes. Maybe the lions even the lions are facing extinction. So I say that in conclusion, one solution out of the depredations of war on the environment is for us to change our cultural mind. How do we change our cultural mind? To believe that we should drop the idea that the natural world, the resources of the natural world, the fishes, the animals are for us to use as we wish. I think we should abandon this teleology, we call it in philosophy. It's teleological. It has no basis. So we talk about imperialism in the political sphere, but we are the biggest imperialists because we never. There's a study by Schopenhauer, the German philosopher, who says that human beings cannot get on a boat, go on a sea, and not be trying to kill something, fishing. We human beings want to kill something. He talks about boats on the Rhine River in Germany and Europe. People don't sit there to admire nature. No, they must have a hook. They must have this angling equipment. They must be killing fish. Hordes and hordes of Europeans in the 18th century went to East Africa and shooting elephants and rhinos and so on. We are terrible. We should change our cultural mind. We should think that we should see ourselves as part of the natural world. We see ourselves as not having rights higher than the rights of cats, big or small, domestic cats, or the pigs, the feral pigs, or the honey badgers, and so on. We should see ourselves as simply, but in our cultural upbringing, maybe in our genetic makeup, we want to kill something. We like to kill and kill and kill because we want to eat. Before human beings, the record shows that human beings were not eating meat. Look at our dentifrice. Look at our dentifrice. It's not meant to eat. Only the big cats, you can see they are designed to eat meat. We're not designed to eat meat. We're designed to eat nuts. Look at this molars. We're designed to crush nuts, eat vegetation, and meat, but we are not. Yeah, we have jumped the evolutionary scale. Now we are meat eaters. I read just before I arrived here, the Chinese, because they are newly rich, they are the biggest meat eaters on the planet, followed by Westerners. So it's good that impoverished people in the villages, in the poor, are not eating too much meat. It's good because meat eating is one of them. The idea, the ideology, the metaphysics in our head that the natural world is us, ours to use as we wish, that should stop. Finally, one other way of also seeing, okay, now the wars will not stop. I say this, I cannot be that simple-minded to think there will be no war tomorrow. Wars will continue. But the greatest victim of war is the natural environment, from which paradoxically we are built. Look at this hall. The aggregate, the sands, the timbers, even the iron ore built this place. But we don't see it that way. We don't see it that way. That it is the natural world that has enabled us to be human. Modern technology is an extension of our body. Forklifts, all these, what do you call it? All these massive machines we build, they're all taken. There is nothing in human civilization that has not come from the environment. Nothing. Okay, we are religious people, we pray to God, we are this, we are the Jews, Muslims, Buddhists, and so on. But so far, it is the natural world that has sustained us, not our beliefs. People don't see that contradiction. No divine entity has entered our universe, say, hey, that's water there, clean water. That water is poisoned or is radioactive. No, we don't. We discover this ourselves at a cost. Sometimes people die, we have cancers, and so on. So I came to the end of my talk with these two propositions. We should all go and understand this Gaia hypothesis or Gaia law. I had a debate with someone. I'm not in there, but I have Havelock's books. I read it. You can't believe, when I was undergraduate, I read about the Gaia hypothesis, Gaia. And I think it's true. Some scientists say it is metaphysical, blah, blah, blah. Sponsored by corporations that destroy the earth, that extract materials from the ground. The Gaia hypothesis is correct. The earth is a living organism. And we are part of that living organism. Our cultural system say we are not. So we should go and learn and know more about the Gaia hypothesis. The Gaia law, whatever you want to go, whether it's about or a law, but there's a Gaia, have a look. The other one is this. We have failed to realize, we human beings, that we can only be human at the way we are now in modern times, at the extent of the natural environment. We talk about the ecosystem, and scientists study the microbes that break down things in the natural environment. And we also fight them when they are there in our guts. They help us digest food, but we also get malaria and so on. And also this. So I will end on this note. You know flooding? Flooding is good, even though people die. How do we renew the underground water if there is no flooding? That is nature's way of replenishing the underground water. That is nature's way of doing so. There was flooding. There was a professor in our TED Fund WhatsApp group. There was a huge flooding. Many people died. I said, that's a good thing. The earth will work whether we are there or not. I said the flooding was the earth's way of renewing underground water. Now I was roundly condemned. I was called unprintable names. I said, yeah, babies die. People were uprooted. But it is the system, the planet system, replenishing. Look, before modernity, before industrialization, we dug walls. In 100 years, we take what we could from. Now a simple borehole can pump out billions of cubic meters of water in just 2 hours. And sometimes it leads to erosion, subduction. Even some of the earthquakes we see, maybe have been caused by underground nuclear testing. So I end on this note. I hope that before 2.5 billion years predicted by geologists and physicists, that the planet will die, will convert helium into heavy elements, create iron, and then die, and gobble the planets that are closer to the. I hope that before then, we human beings would disappear through disease, or through warfare, or through the natural process of eliminating us. The earth will get rid of us, and we had better prepare. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you. Yo, Adamu. Hello, hey.
Thank you very much.
Okay, over, sir. Yeah.
That we're going to talk environment and would get to understand the environment better. I'm sure for many of us that have been students of environment, we know, we see things, we read about environment, yet our minds, we are not going in the direction to which we actually see environment at this moment. Surely there are now some changes in our perception of the environment, I'm sure. And for many of us, we are beginning to think, what is it that we could do in order for us to change the happenings of nowadays? So we thank you, Professor IBK. For long, he has been teaching us, and we've been getting so much from him, and he's never tired. He will never be tired, I'm sure, and will continue to read from you. Thank you very much. So we are going to allow some inputs from you. Some may have some other viewpoints. Some may have some questions. Some may have some reservations. Please, we are all free to express them. Yes, maybe I start from the nearest person to me, and then we can continue to go. Thank you.
Knowledge. I have a question, if not a comment, on what Prof has just finished talking about. In biology, there is what they call characteristics of living organism. As we inhale, then we exhale. Therefore, the plant is getting source of flourishing. So we are cutting this, as Professor IBK says, as part of our culture. I will let this to philosophy that's on the concept of determinism and positivism. It is that we, the people living in a society, determined to be doing this, or the society that influences doing this. Because, for example, in America, they kill the fertilization of the spawn of mosquito. Therefore, there is no mosquito in the country. So that's my question to Prof. Is it the society that determines us to do, or we personally determine ourselves to do this? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The next person, you. Then we can keep going.
My name is President Tijani Abubakar. Assalamu alaikum. My name is President Tijani Abubakar. Thank you so much, Prof, for this wonderfully and excited presentation. Thank you so much. I have some questions concerning the topic that you have just concluded discussion. So my question is this: is the climate change largely happens due to our societal environmental distractions? This is my first question. And second, sir, what are the way out that Prof should or perceive should be the way out to overcome or to get rid of our societal environmental destruction? And sir, could mining, digging up natural resources be or leveled as something that distracts our society or societal environment? These are my questions, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Good morning, Prof. And other lecturers there, my colleague present. Sir, please, I have some views about what the Prof has just said now. Now, Prof has said that we are not meant to be eating meat because of our tooth system. But looking at some of us, we have canine. So maybe some of us are meant to be eating meat, while those that doesn't have, they should stay away from meat. And number two, Prof also said that every year during Salah, millions of rams were slaughtered. And every year, the same year, another year, millions will be slaughtered. So what will happen if, assuming we allow those rams to be living within us? Because rams are domestic animals. At the end of the day, they will end up feeding what we are eating, the maize and the rice and the tin. And I think it will also cause another problem for the humanity. Number three is that even though we have mentioned a lot of problems, but now there's a kind of a little bit solution, which is called the environmental sustainability, in which natural resources will be used by the present generation without jeopardizing the future generation also to meet their needs. Even though it's a process, it's still going. So thank you very much, sir.
Well done, Prof, for your wonderful presentation. I would like, my own is not a question, but I would like to give some example that's impact of war in the environment. Indeed, war gives some, there is impact on war in the environment. Like, for instance, I come from northeast, from Maiduguri in particular. Before I read forestry, before my colleague went to Sambisa for field excursions, and when we come during our time, due to this war, we can't be able to go there. And this war really gives us some problems that even the people, the dwellers of that within that forest, are not be able to live there. And I went for Bama. I go for Bama to buy. I'm usually selling cups. I went for Bama to buy some cars. Within the road, I see the bare land without trees. You can go like 30 kilometers without seeing a single tree standing. Then I made a question with a passenger close to me. I say, what about this bare land like this? Can't you plant some trees? And they say, how can we plant trees with these types of war? Maybe the people are going to hide there, kill people stranded like this. So impact of war is really devastating the environment. Really, really. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Thank you, Professor IBK, for this incising lecture. Actually, I've been following your lectures since 1984. I'm with you, but I have not been, since that time, actually, I have never shared same opinions with you like today. Even though the lecture you are giving today, I think we are not at the same page, simply because you appear to be determinist today. Okay, and we know determinism is on the right side, while possibilism is on the other side. I don't know why you are on the right hand side. You have been preaching us conflict, okay? But today you are preaching peace. I don't know why. So maybe this came in due to a thought, okay? Maybe you drive this from Macbeth. I'm sure you know about Jacques, okay? The melancholic person who actually went to the forest, who just left the city or town to the forest because he knows that man is wicked, has been killing, people are at war with each other. And eventually when he entered into the forest, he saw an antelope with an arrow on its neck. And he said, how wicked is man, even following animals into the bush. So maybe that's what drive you into this. So secondly, the issue of Guinea, the Guinea, which we take as a religion, okay? Mother Earth, the Mother Earth, okay? This concept is a concept of determinism, actually, and